Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alvin. I'm an evangelist of DeGate. But today, I'm here to share a little bit about my own thoughts about DAOs and this idea of the crypto nation. So let's make it fun. We're nearing the end. People have started drinking. So if anyone wants to ask a question in the middle of the talk or give a comment, you get a free T-shirt from my lovely assistants. And the T-shirt has the code of our ERC20 contract. So if you want the T-shirt, ask me a question. The rise of the crypto nation. What do these two groups of people have in common? The people on the left and the people on the right. Anyone? Most of them speak English on the right and on the left. Yes, that's true. Anyone else? Sorry? Community. Yes. So the people on the left, they are part of the American nation. They believe in certain common things. I'm sure there are many American friends here. They believe in the American dream, in freedom, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The people on the right believe in cats and dancing, and also freedom, code, and decentralization. Obviously, this is Vitalik, and he's doing a nice stance here. I think there's a lot of commonalities between people who believe in certain things and are bounded by certain geographies. So I like to argue that we're beginning to see the emergence of a crypto nation, just like we see 300 years ago, the emergence of an American nation. And this nation is bound by ideals and not really geographies, but they have very common similarities. I think that, would you like a T-shirt, this gentleman over here? Yeah. For answering loudly and clearly, this gentleman over here. We have 4 T-shirts left. Who are the crypto natives among us? Gamers? Yeah. These are who is this guy over here? The early crypto natives, who are they? Who's this guy over here? Anyone know? Hal Finney, that's right. Who said that? Would you like a T-shirt, sir? Hal Finney, that's right. Hal Finney, I think that Hal Finney might be Satoshi, but I'm not sure. But Hal Finney was an early supporter of Bitcoin. Yeah, was an early supporter of Bitcoin, and he believed in the cryptographic cyberpunk ideals, and is one of the earliest people. The suits, the financial guys, they saw the chance to make a lot of money. The Winklevoss brothers here, they saw the chance to make a lot of money, and they did in crypto twice. And on the right, who is that? Roger Ver. He's an early Bitcoin supporter. The early crypto natives believed in many different things, but they all came together in one hodgepodge of a really strong community bound by the loose DAOs of Bitcoin and later Ethereum. But to stick around and to really be part of the community, I would argue that you need to believe in freedom. And you also need to believe in freedom that's bounded by certain things. The harm principle of John Stuart Mill says that you shouldn't harm anyone when you're pursuing your own freedom and your own pursuit of happiness. And I believe that that should be one major criteria for engaging in crypto in the future, in the long-run equilibrium. And the other one that stands out is inclusion. That's why we are here today. DAOs tend to offer inclusion to the people. And the code the governance by code allows most people a transparent way to partake in the governance, just as MakerDAO mentioned earlier, or Balancer. The earliest days were marked by speculation. Speculation to try to, the earliest days of Bitcoin, for example, and the ICO craze were marked by speculation. But increasingly, we're seeing specialization in terms of what the blockchain can do. Just like in a nation, you need people doing different things. Or in any economy, you need people doing different things. So we have the NFT guys, we have the DeFi guys, we have the GameFi guys coming up, and many, many more people coming up. So I think that it's healthy to have specialization in this nation of ours. One other trend that's the trend from speculation to specialization is happening over the course of the last maybe 10 years. But a much larger trend, I think, is happening that spans right about 1,500 years, which is the trend from demos to DAOs. Demos, of course, means people. And democracy means power to the people. The earliest form of direct democracy is probably in Mesopotamia. But the most famous form of direct democracy is in the 500 to 450 BC in ancient Athens and surrounding city-states of Greece. They were characterized by every male citizen out of the 100,000 or so people in Athens could speak in the assembly, and some of them did, even if they weren't rich or powerful. And people were allotted by lot to govern certain councils by lottery. The ideas of ancient Athens of direct participation in democracy has echoes in what we're doing today, right here in the DAOist, as well as in DAOs in general, at least in the way that we practice them today. I think that the crucial difference, as defined by Vitalik, in his idea of decentralized autonomous companies, or DACs, commonly known as DAOs now, is that we have to be governed by the code, and the code has to be transparent. And that's also an echo of the ancient Greeks, who said that you have to be able to audit the results of what you agree on, and you have to have the freedom to speak. So, in many ways, when we are reinventing the wheel, we have to think about how technology enables us to scale the principles of ancient Athens, and what is the limit of the scale available. So, I'm an evangelist at DeGate. It's a decentralized exchange built on the principles of trustless and permissionless. These are our guiding principles. And we're trying to be a very small part of that infrastructure to create a world where people can interact based on code. And one of our taglines is investing in freedom. The idea that we're trying to be part of that economy where people can interact freely using trustless and permissionless ideals and using tools that are governed by the community and protocols that are governed by the community. So testnet is live. You can check it out on testnet@degate.com. And that's the end of the short interlude about DeGate. So, as I was preparing this talk, some questions remain as I was interacting with everyone at the DAOist. It's a really great crowd who are at the forefront of what it means to be a DAO. Some things that remain in my mind that I'd like to ask your opinion on is, how do we decide? Right now it's by tokens, oftentimes, but should it be by the number of tokens alone, or should it be something similar to the ancient Greeks, by sovereign identity? Or should it be by reputation, according to DXDAO, or some combination hybrid? How much delegation should we give to a certain group of people for everyday execution. How big can a DAO get before the Dunbar effect hits and we break down? How do we avoid the tyranny of the majority and protect the minority from harm? And largely, how do we interact, or how do DAOs interact with other cities, countries, states, and individuals? So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. But I think that in the future, we're going to see a whole breed of people like us all over the world coming together at conferences, but interacting mostly through code and through online meetings. And this is every bit as valid a nation as the Chinese diaspora or the Jewish diaspora or any diaspora out there that shares common beliefs, dress code, identity, and culture. So I invite you to think about this concept and join us in thinking about this, how we're going to build this crypto nation. Thank you, and can you always reach us at DeGate Decks, and if you have any questions, we have some t-shirts. Thank you. Or any thoughts, or you just want to say hi? If not, yeah, I think we'll hand over. Thank you so much. It's permissionless listing for DeGate. So any ERC token can be listed through a few steps. You just do it yourself. You put it on the website and it's on the protocol and it's done. It's like quite a simple process. It's very similar to how you would list a token on Uniswap. Yeah. Normally you would put your own liquidity for any token that you create. It can be single-sided or double-sided liquidity. So you might want to put in US. Sorry? It's an order book, so you can put liquidity on one side or both sides with your token and USDC. Yeah. Or there might be external market makers who come in and provide liquidity as well. But currently it's permissionless, so anyone can create it. The mainnet is launching in a few months. So right now we have a testnet. You can try it out. And with test tokens on Rinkaby, Ethereum Rinkaby. Yeah. Yes, sir. How will we achieve voting by?
You mentioned this idea of voting by sovereign identities and maybe one person, one vote.
Yes.
But how do you think this could be achieved?
Yeah. Can I carry on talking? Yeah. How will we achieve one person, one vote in the theoretical system? I don't think it's theoretically from first principles. I don't think it's 100% possible. But because right now we cannot associate every single address with every single person. So, but if you want to dox yourself and say, I associate this address with this person, then you give the authority to that address to have your identity in the real world. And that way you can give one person, one vote. And it might be a hybrid system where half of the power comes from one person, one vote, and half of the power comes from your number of tokens that you hold. Or in different situations. So I think it's really exciting how the new world, we can create many different hybrid voting systems that the ancient Greeks didn't have because they didn't have the technology for it. And all this can be put on the blockchain. So I think it's quite a fun thing to think about. Yeah. T-shirt for you. Thank you. I think we're done. Thank you so much.